be on the
doing
Aquarius.
a lot. She's all over the place, air, water. Yeah.
I'm an Aquarius too. So,
Yes.
Well, what day?
The 21st.
The 21st.
Yeah, so I'm on the
January.
cusp. A little bit of Capricorn coming through. Give me that,
Okay.
that go energy. I'm still the go getter. I still got a little of that bleeding through on the cusp, and then I'm the first day of Aquarius. So.
Okay, that's totally awesome. You know what I mean? I approve.
Yeah. Thank you, Ashe.
Yo. So what do we have here? What are these tools? And these are just some of the tools, right? Mm-hmm. You use a whole arsenal of tools.
I love to say arsenal. Like I have a whole stash of arsenal. Okay, but what I use in my healing art therapies or healing modalities is what I like to call them in my courses. I like to use sound healing that change the frequency. Everything on the earth has a vibration and a frequency, and sometimes we have these little energy centers that are called chakras, and you have 7 major centers, and these are like little power wheels of energy that are just spiraling in one way or the other depending on where your balance is. So these instruments are used to put them in the right frequency and realign them. So when you hear someone say, oh, I went and had a chakra alignment, or I'm going to get an attunement, they're talking about using the vibrational frequencies of sound to change the vibration of your energy within your spirit through your energy centers. And each one of these energy centers are also attached and associated with the organs around it. So that's how you have these different ailments that's made, I have an upset stomach, and your solar plexus, which is the one that houses your self-esteem and your digestive, it's here. So it may be affected or not spinning in the right direction, spinning too fast, underactive or overactive or completely blocked. So these will actually help break up that energy and actually realign the energy so that the energy of the earth, which comes through the soles of your feet and just the atmosphere, can actually flow the way you're supposed to flow with the universe.
Woo! Man, that's awesome, because you just speak it so fluently. That makes me feel like, well, I could just say you know what you're talking about.
I actually do it to myself. I live it. I live it.
Like you don't have no script in front of you.
I probably get on their nerves.
Teleprompter or anything. You just going with it. That is awesome. What about your schooling background? Did you just learn on just while you're going through your 10-year course, or do you have certain books you tapped into, certain teachers that you sourced out and that gave you some knowledge and wisdom?
Yes, I have actually a medical background. So I started out as a medical assistant, went on to be a traveling nurse, and in that process, I didn't really like a lot of the stuff that I seen working as a nurse in the field. It's not like, and then the experience that I had with my mom kind of just made me want to be like, okay, it's something need to be done. I went to school for medical reluctantly because everybody in my family did it, or someone associated to was like, do that. But I knew I was healer, but just not in that type of way, that route. But needless to say, going forward, like in my medical career and seeing how the treatment is for melanated people or people of color, seeing how my mom's treatment was during her care, it was very, I would say, negligent. And a lot of the stuff, it's just hidden from us as far as we as a people being able to have the tools that we need. And they say we die and perish for the lack of knowledge. So that's kind of like what keeps me just like want to be grounded. I study, like sometimes I overstudy and I can't help it, but I have too much information. So whenever I do get the information, I try to get it out. So I probably get on people's nerves because I always have, I'm like, all over the place. I really am a sponge.
We can do that.
That's Aquarius.
People could be like, man, what?
You know everything. Oh my God, get on my nerves. What do you not know? Like, I'm sorry, I just read the books a lot. I really do. I do this.
Right. Man, we just love information. information
Right.
and knowledge and wisdom in order just to be aware of our surroundings, aware of where we're stepping and everything. And then we also do it so we can help others.
Right.
That's our main goal is to help others.
We want to be efficient, like be able to, have something that's that's actually good to offer. You know what I mean? Something that people can use, not just hey, just want to shoot the breeze and talk about random stuff. No, I actually want to be able to, when you pass energy with me, do something or say something that changes your energy in your life and make you think, am I where I'm supposed to be? Mm-hmm. And do I feel happy every day? What is happy? When the last time I was happy? Like, a lot of people struggle with that. Right. And we're like, as kids, we can do it effortlessly. Like, it's nothing to be happy. So we have all these different tools to help us get our happy back. And different mind, body, spirit trainings. Like, we get into the mental of removing the negative thoughts and, starting there so that the mind can actually initiate the proper thinking to be able to have the right emotional body to carry out in the happy vibe, the serotonin levels, the chemicals, Mm-hmm. It's all intertwined. Everything is not taboo. It's not something that's so strange. It's really just going back to our roots and our ancestors. They used instruments, shakers and bells and, clapping their hands just to shift the energy. You clap your hands and walk through the house, it shifts the whole vibe. All of a sudden now you feel, a little upbeat. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So just remember how to get back to using our own tools. Like, we are the ritual, we are the altar, and we don't have to go outside ourselves. These are just tangible things we can use to be able to understand how to actually have a self-discipline to do this and pull it from within. But we don't physically need these things. These are things that we can think and be the crystal, be the sage, the spirit of sage, if you don't have any sage, because we're everything. When you step outside into the universe, everything is you, and you are everything that's in the universe. That's right. So my spiritual mother always liked to say, when I step outside, you step out into yourself. And so I've always taken that from her, right before my mom passed away, or after my mom passed away. She told me, when I was worried about losing my last parent, like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't know who to call, like just to make cornbread, to make whatever. Right. You call your mom, pay the parents for everything. Mm-hmm. And so I had that breakdown, like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it through the rest of my life without my parents. What do I do? Who do I call? And she's like, when you step out into yourself, you step out into yourself, and you have everything you need. And it just gave me such a peace. So when I get overwhelmed and get carried away in my thoughts with the racing thoughts, I finally just take a deep breath and reconnect with spirit and God. Breath, spirit, and God is the same thing, and go back home. And all of a sudden I feel like, okay, I'm okay.
Have you wrote a book yet?
I have. I have 2 books out. I actually have one. It's called Sacred, Sexy, Sensual Spirit. That was my latest book. And it is an intensive guide to teach women and men how to get back to being that divine lover to themselves, and then how to attract what you're looking for by being it first, and actually just learning the love language with yourself and getting back into a flow with yourself. That way you can be a beautiful reflection and complement to your divine reflection. And it goes into a lot of practices as far as orgasmic meditation. It goes into a lot of semen retention. It goes into self-love practices, spiritual bath rituals, sex magic, breaking sacred sexual cords to help you be able to release old past energy from past relationships. It's pretty deep. So it's 12 weeks of just getting grounded into yourself, getting back home to yourself, and then also just rediscovering and redefining yourself and seeing what it's like to entertain someone's energy and attracting the right energy in a safe, positive space without dating being like, oh my God. Sometimes we date the same thing, everything over and over, so we have to break those patterns and cycles, synchronicities, and go back home.